up, everybody? Welcome to Slakistan. Wonderful guest here today, my good friend Saachin and Srinivasn. We're going to get to know him in a little bit, but please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. You can follow us on all social media platforms. And yeah, let's get started. What's up, baby?
That was good, man. That was like right off the bat.
I got to get out of the way because I'll forget. You know me. You know I'll forget.
Yeah, I thought you'll like get into it, like warm up into it. And your producer just went clap. Uzair, by the way. Shout out to Uzair.
But that wasn't me starting. That was just me doing the audio thing. But you just went straight forward. So here we're beginning
just
now.
went straight for it, man.
Oh, we're recording?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
I'm very impressed by it. Howard Stern. Now you got the hair too.
Not yet. It's growing. It's growing.
It's gonna get to it.
Joe Rogan, if you're watching this, I'm coming for you.
Did you see like Howard Stern was like I think Howard Stern was complaining about how none of the basketball players come and say hello to him, even though he's like sitting in the front row. And J.R. Smith goes, "Who gives a shit about Howard Stern?" He's like,
You haven't been relevant in like decades, to be honest.
"You think NBA players are listening to Howard Stern? What the fuck?"
Not the ones that are probably playing really well, you know?
Yeah.
It's the ones who are like second string, like sitting on the bench, like, I guess I'll listen to fucking Howard Stern. I'm not getting in this game. Fucking LeBron never gets injured.
I know, right? Yeah.
I actually haven't been keeping up with the basketball, with the NBA playoffs. But I know the Knicks are out.
The Knicks are out. The Knicks are out.
And everything is right with nature again.
The Lakers are doing well. I mean, like this is my first time keeping up with this, but the Lakers are doing really well.
I want to start betting. That's why I give a shit. I don't give a shit about.
Oh,
the actual
me
sport.
too.
Yeah, I don't care about the actual.
I got
sport.
DraftKings last time. Remember?
Yeah.
For the Super Bowl.
Yeah. It's yeah. Oh yeah. Did you win anything?
No.
Well-
I just like I bet on the right team though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but
Well,
that's the thing. Like if you're the right
You
team,
bet on
win.
Chiefs?
Yeah,
bet
I
on
think
Chiefs?
so. Yeah.
Uh,
But if the right team wins, then what's the point? Right? It has to be like.
listen, the ones where you know it's going to be an upset and nobody knows, that's a great feeling, probably. You know, that's a great fucking feeling.
That's luck. Man.
Like, okay, Anthony, like boxing, I love. Like, I would love to gamble on boxing because that sounds like such a fun thing. Because anything could fucking happen, right?
Yeah.
You could get the one punch you don't see coming knocks you the fuck out, right?
Yeah.
And that happens. It happened maybe a couple of years ago when Anthony Joshua fought.
I know who you're talking about.
Oh, dude, the chubby dude.
Luis
man.
something.
Yeah, dude, the Mexican guy, right?
Luis, right?
Yeah. If you look it up, let me know, Uzi. But yeah, and it was Andy something.
Andy Ruiz.
Andy Ruiz.
Jr.
Andy Ruiz. Dude, he took it to like the last round and then knocked him the fuck out.
Yeah.
And that was a huge. People were like, this is unfair.
Yeah.
Because it was like the schlubby guy. It's supposed to be like an easy win for him, like
I
a
know.
patsy win, so he can go face fucking Fury later.
Yeah, but I was also straight. So
And then Fury like used that to fuck with his head. That's so funny.
That was also so strange because I mean, like, so he lost all belts, so now he has to win those belts back.
I mean, that shit hurts
And-
your ego, man.
Yeah.
Like, listen, it's like watching football, right? And you're like the top team,
Yeah.
and you get pummeled by like the bottom team.
Chelsea
dude.
getting beat by Leicester City.
Yo, dude. ठंडक मिल गई. Because then you know I'm like, Manchester United is not the worst.
That's a feeling I think Man U fans haven't faced
No,
in like
that's a
years.
Pakistani thing.
Yeah.
Whenever somebody else fucks up, I'm like, thank God we're not the worst. Almost second to last is better than being last.
I think I feel like especially as a Pakistani sports fan, right?
Yeah.
You're so used to never knowing what's gonna happen. You'll have the best team and then they go fuck it up. That's like the
By all rights, man, it doesn't make any. And you know what? We know in the match fixing, like the Pakistani people are so desensitized to this.
Yeah.
They're like, they're watching like, yeah, fixing Hodia, but then you know what? They still watch to the end of the match because they have hope.
yeah.
This crazy gleam of hope. Like Shayad, maybe they'll have some like shame by the end of the last over. You know?
But I think AIB, there was one of the comics from AIB who had done that joke, and he said, "For you, it is a drop catch, but for a Pakistani player, it means a flat in Islamabad." That was like, yeah, that is true. It's strange. Like
He like winks as he drops the ball.
1 BHK
He's like texting his realtor, laga de.
down payment.
He's texting his wife like, baby, we moving. That's the thing, though,
Like,
man. Like,
for-
and you know, that's the sad part is Pakistan has these few gems that if they really
Yeah.
invested in, could turn things
Yeah.
around. But
For you, it's a no ball. For me, it is
Yeah.
it's no ball and one run. For me, it is a new child. Yeah, that's,
clean wicket, clean slate.
for
Yeah.
you, it's a wicket. For me, it is alimony.
But
money.
ICB has a whole different level of corruption, though. I feel
ICB?
like, Indian cricket board. Right?
BCCI.
Indian BCCI.
BCCI. It's not corruption.
BCC.
It's
Why BCC?
Board of Control for Cricket in India.
Wait, wasn't it something else before?
No, it's
Wow.
always been the same.
Achha. Okay.
I didn't have I think since the 1983 World Cup was when everything changed for Indian
I gotta watch
cricket.
that one, by the way. I gotta watch that movie.
The movie,
Yeah.
the movie is decent. They've just gone.
I bet it's you know.
They've gone really.
Dramatization is a little bit.
No, that's what I'm saying. Dhoni was a better movie than
Oh, yeah?
83 because 83 you got first of all you've got so many characters and they went for too happy. The whole thing is too happy.
I mean, it's a feel-good movie, obviously.
No, I understand that,
Yeah.
but you can during.
Also,
the
we don't
whole-
really get to make a lot of sports movies as brown people, so
Yeah, actually, yeah. I
we're
think-
relegated to what, 2 sports?
Yeah,
It's
cricket and hockey.
Cricket and hockey. That's it. And
Yeah,
s-
they don't make
And
soccer.
sometimes you try to make our version of wrestling, kabaddi, look cool, and then people are like we're
Kabaddi
not.
never happened, but they tried to
Dangal,
make-
Dangal is pretty big.
Oh, Dangal, yeah, right. Then they made boxing. Then they made. They will.
You
have
know
a-
what's crazy is there's
What?
actually decent boxing talent in Pakistan. Like martial arts talent is
Really?
actually decent. Yeah, because they like it. People over there, they practice a lot, and it just
Boxing
it's,
too, wrestling and boxing. I think in India also it's coming up
Yeah, it is. It is. There's talent out there, and it just there's no investment in it. It's so sad.
because if you can watch the neighborhood couple go at it for free, why would you want to pay money to watch boxers?
That's true. That's
Like,
true.
When you see kids getting beat up by chappals and shit in the street, it's like, "Arey yaar, ye roz ka hai."
Why?
I don't wanna.
Why would I want to fight Canelo when I can fight my childhood enemy? You know what I mean? He lives
Exactly.
right there, and if he wants a rematch, I'll see you next week. you
Yeah,
know?
bro. We'll fight, get on the same bus, and then get off the bus and fight again.
The whole purse is like one plate of biryani, you know?
Exactly. It's like, "Arey yaar, ye to hamesha ka hai." But because Dhulai is a part of brown culture.
I know, dude. You know
So-
what? That was probably my favorite, but also the most embarrassing part is the fights I would get into was over nothing.
Yeah.
But it was the fact aaj to ladna hi hai. There was something in my I gotta fucking fight somebody
Yeah.
today. It was the heat. It's probably the heat. I
I
don't
had
know.
a friend who fought his father when he was 15. That's,
that's-
fucked up.
That's fucked up.
But that is also entertaining.
it is entertaining, but at the same time, it's like
It's like, yeah.
this Eid we're not gonna go to that house. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
we're
I
not. We're gonna
I
avoid
know,
that house.
because I remember when he fought his father, we were all talking in hushed tones because we were like,
Yeah.
how can you fight your father, man? But then I'm also like, he could
when
be-
they go to the mosque, they go to separate mosque after that. The father and the son, because they're like
But they were Hindus, so they didn't go to mosques.
different temples.
Yeah,
Different temples.
Well, that's the thing. It was so weird. I think he left the house or some shit like that, and then he came back in. It was like we felt sad for the father, but we were also like, he used to beat him up every day. So if that happens every day, after
Hey, you can't blame a kid for snapping at you
I
know,
know, dude.
especially if you're hitting him excessively. Because there is
Yeah.
in child rearing in our part of the world and the culture, there is a little bit of physical disciplining of the kids,
Right.
which is socially acceptable over there.
Yeah.
But there is a line that's all right. There's a slap and then there's a whole beating. You don't need to
Right.
beat your kids.
Yeah.
Every once in a while you can reset the system by giving a little.
Yeah.
You know,
I know, yeah.
That's
Just a smack on the head is
Yeah,
fine.
and not even a hard one, just enough to get their attention to be
Yeah.
yo, chill out, you know?
Yeah, just smack your kid, but don't go for choose your weapon and then take the TV wire and smack them on the back with it. I've had friends who's like,
Yeah, no, you can pick up any household item. My
Yeah.
mom kicked my ass with it. And everyone sees my mom now. She's like, your mom is such a sweet old lady. Bro, this was my Stone Cold Steve Austin when I was
Yeah.
younger, okay?
I know. I remember. I was like, I didn't.
This
do-
bitch put me through tables. What are you talking about?
That's so strange. I was like, my parents never beat me. They beat me 3 or 4 times, and
Yeah.
that was just one smack. But I remember once I hadn't done my homework, and my dad comes in, and my dad smacked me, and I was crying because like it was betrayal. And then my mom comes in and I was like, oh, I have some saving grace. And my mom comes in with a ruler and hits me, and I'm like, et tu brute? I'm like, what the fuck?
I know, right? Because you feel like you're gonna get love from the other end. Where it's like they don't do good cop, bad cop. They do bad cop, bad cop.
Bad cop, bad cop. It just, it was like, I was like, what is happening right now?
It feels like the Green Mile in there.
Yeah, that's when I learned never to trust anyone.
Yeah, 100%. And you know what's crazy is like sometimes they would get bored of like just full on assaulting you. So sometimes, like, imagine like you're messing up your math homework, they would just come up and be like, okay, you can't count, right? Having trouble counting? All right, I'm gonna slap and then you count, okay?
Yeah, I know.
Some shit like that. You're like, yo, what is wrong with you? I am 7.
There's a scene in this movie called, if you've seen this movie, it's called Mukkabaz. That's a boxing movie.
Was that with the, what's his face, Sidhu? No, that's not Sidhu Akshay Kumar, right? That's a different one?
No, that's a different one. That was Chandni Chowk to China.
Yeah, were they brothers and they fight each? It's like
no, that's a different.
Isn't he like a UFC fighter in one? Like,
that movie is called Brothers or something.
Yeah, it's like a remake of a Bollywood,
Hollywood movie. But this is a different one. This is a boxing movie, and so in this movie, there's like he's trying to be a boxer and everything, and he wins like a small medal when he's become like a district champion or something, and he comes in and his father's like mocking him and like sarcastic comments. Is like, he doesn't have because the boy doesn't have a job.
If your kid's become a boxer, maybe don't talk shit.
Yeah, but I mean like that's what he says. So he's sitting there and he's like, I want a medal, and this guy's saying, what? I can't sell this medal in market and get anything. Go get a job and whatever. And he's like, he tells him, he goes, listen, are you Einstein? Is your wife fucking intelligent? And he goes, like, if you are both fucking 10th grade failures, how the fuck am I going to be Newton? He's like...
And that point I was like, negative times negative is a positive. And it's like, but if you stayed in school, you would know that. You dumb fucking boxer.
Two wrongs make a right.
All right, how about 2 rights?
It's so strange. He's like,
if you guys need to write a sequel to this movie, I'm totally available.
He's like, अगर आप लोग दोनों मंदबुद्धि हो, तो मैं कहाँ से बनता Newton? And he's like, that is such a... And I'm like...
That is a Desi parent outlook.
Yeah, it is.
But also in a way, like, that same conversation happened. Like, we're comedians, right? That conversation comes up quite frequently. I'm sure with yours as well.
Yeah.
And what they don't realize, like, listen... Let's just say we did have limited resources, and you know we were coming from adversity. Even where I am is quite impressive. You know, to make that choice and stand by it and try to execute it. It's not easy.
Yeah.
You know, I have to sit amongst my cousins, your nieces and nephews, and pretend my life is going as well as theirs. You know, and I do that at your expense. You think I want to associate with these people?
Yeah, I know. It's just like sometimes I'm sitting with my friends.
I mean, I love my cousins, but sometimes I'm like, listen, I get it. You all have important jobs, whatever.
Is it important though?
It pays a lot of money. If I'm being honest, they just send a lot of emails. Most of the time, they're like, a lot of them, I hear them doing their job. I'm like, yeah, huge email chain. I'm like, dude, whatever.
But that's what they're saying. Like, it's the idea is that if I'm doing a bullshit job, why am I making so much more money than you are? Because if you're also bullshitting
I know. As you go up the pay scale, it gets immensely easier.
Yeah, I know.
You know, like people talk about work-life balance. Try to explain work-life balance to a person who works at McDonald's and then they have to go work at fucking Burger King.
Yeah.
Try to explain work-life balance. They will laugh in your face.
Yeah, it's just also like sometimes people make...
And Desi parents don't get that work-life balance shit at all.
No.
You don't.
My parents were like of the opinion, like my dad was like for a while, as soon as I graduated from engineering, he was like, why don't you get like a comfortable job and like live a comfortable life, have like a wife and kids. I'm like, you, and like 21, I can't think of that.
No, the idea of that life, like really, like I was telling my sister, that shit gives me anxiety when I think about like just like, the sequential lifestyle of like a typical brown person. I'm like, oh man, that shit, I can't explain it. Like it makes me like nervous.
Makes me gag because I'm like, and I can't, and I mean no offense, but it's just weird to me.
It's not bad, and listen, different strokes for different folks, sure, but it terrifies me that is like the pinnacle of people's idea, like it's the pinnacle of existence right there. Like that's the ideal way to live. Like that's how everyone should. Like that's so crazy to me.
Yeah, I mean like,
and if everyone is doing it, is it that special?
It's not. That's the thing. They say like many of them are of the opinion that it's not special, but it's what you're supposed to do. That's what they say.
So do you feel like you're part of the herd? So you feel
Yeah,
normal?
you're like, no, you're supposed to. That's how the human race works. You get get a job, get married,
right,
and have kids, and I'm like, and then
that's
people
our
are like,
problem. As
legacy
people,
is a
we
big
just
deal.
want to stay lakir ke fakir. Like
Yeah.
just stay. Don't color outside the line. It's
legacy
bad.
is a big deal. I'm like, what legacy?
Yeah, that's the thing with my parents. Like, if they ever brought that up, which thankfully they never did, because I'm like, bro, we are poor. Like, what legacy are we? What are we gonna transfer more negative fucking debt to our
Yeah.
grandkids? Like,
My parents are like, my dad especially is like, I came from poor to middle class. Why are you pushing us back from middle class to poor? Be rich, like do something conventional, make some money. And my dad is like, I was 56 when I heard passion for the first time, and that came from your mouth. So he's like, what passion are you talking about? What art? I didn't even know how to think for myself. There were 7 siblings.
and you don't see how that's bad.
Yeah, but like that's the thing. It's like he was there. He was like, if I didn't sacrifice my life, 7 of my siblings and 2 of my parents would eat dirt. So
I get that.
Yeah,
And I really, really respect that. And
I do respect that too.
But it doesn't make any sense that I have to go through the same trials and tribulations that you did in order for us to understand each other and be level. Like I was explaining this to Uzair one time. Like, between sons and like at least in our like diaspora, there's between sons and fathers, which I don't know how prevalent this is, but I feel like it's quite common.
What is?
They divide and seeing each other as men. Like the father refuses to see the son as a man, as his equal until like way later.
Yeah.
Until like he like I guess your father gets old and he needs you, but like I think if you level with your son early on and try to slowly ease him into the manhood, it's easier.
Yeah.
And I think it's a better journey for both of you. But I feel like this competitiveness and and ego driven like sort of like race of like I will be the man of the house, it leads to nothing. And it happened in my own house, so I know like like it was so hard. If my father just leveled with me and like was like, yo, this is how certain things work, and as men we just have to face certain realities and yada yada yada. I think it would have been better instead of him being like negative and like just like sort of defensive towards it, because that makes me like dig in my heels more. I mean, maybe abhi beta, like the stubbornness comes from somewhere, right?
I mean, like I've had like that's the thing. I think my family is like an anomaly to
definitely. From what you tell me about your family,
my dad has always been like. I guess that's the thing. Where
your dad's so calm.
My dad got. That's the thing. My dad got beat up so much by his father that he was like, I can never do that to something a thing that I'm going to make. So when he had kids, he was like, that's not.
Your father really never like struck you like that.
No, because he was
once, twice, maybe.
No, because that's the thing. I think this is the thing. Like in most brown parents, most brown households, what happens is the father or the mother comes in and takes their frustrations out on the kid, right?
Yeah.
But my father was at his father's workplace. Like my granddad was like a school principal,
right?
And he was going to school every day. So my dad would see real-time frustration get taken out.
Yeah, and also you get in trouble in school, you get it at home too.
But like that's the thing. That's the issue. Like my dad was a good student.
Living in an open-air prison.
My dad was a good student.
I mean, you have to be.
No, but like here's the thing. My dad knew. Like he didn't have any money in the house, so he's like, I need to borrow books. He used to borrow books and read, and that's the thing. It's like, if you do all the right things and then you get beat up for someone else's mistake, and you can see the reason around it, you just grow up to be like, I don't want this relationship. If I'm going to ever have a family, I'm not going to have that relationship with my kids.
Yeah, 100%. Now that everything that has surpassed and between me and my father, it's completely changed how I'd want to raise my children and how I'd like to talk to them and raise them, and not to say like, listen, I'm not knocking my parents, but they did the best with whatever they had. You know, it was their upbringing was similar, so they didn't know any better. But we do, so that's our part in changing it.
I think you'll probably do what my dad did with me. So
I'm probably gonna be very soft on my children.
You're gonna be.
I'm also like a big softie on like I won't be the disciplinarian parent. I will be the fun parent, and whoever I end up marrying.
Probably someone Italian from Staten Island.
Oh no, that ship is done and sailed. Oh god, no, never again, never again. I don't have time to explain to my in-laws why my son's name is Shahid. Like I don't have time. I have no time to explain that to you.
No, you will have like Mario.
No, dude,
as
I'm
his
done
name.
with the. No, it just doesn't work. I like, to me, like familiarity is what I want in my home, and part of that is
Yeah.
coming home to my own cultural familiarities for sure. Like I don't think I want to
True.
have like a blended culture or anything.
Why not?
It just doesn't. I don't want it.
I think you'll get to learn more. I mean, you can be open.
You
to
can,
it.
but and I have had multiple like multicultural relationships with other people,
Yeah.
and I like it. I get to learn more, but I never want to stay there because it doesn't feel like home.
Yeah, but I mean, like that's
And that's okay if that's like if that is someone's jam. Like you
Yeah.
want that, and that's what you want. You know, a newer horizon. You own a newer version of something. Cool, that's totally fine. But for me, I think because I've lived so nomadically and like lived in, like I've always had to live sort of like outside of the culture and everything
Yeah.
because Staten Island and then
Yeah.
you know I've always felt like even in Pakistan I was kind of like the outsider. I was an American kid in Pakistan, right?
Uh-huh.
So I've always felt that outsideness. So I don't think I want to feel that.
I know, I you say that, but like that's the thing. It's like whatever life you've chosen for yourself, that's not going to be a brown life. We just need to know that.
No, to not
Because if
typically
you-
brown, but if I can hold on to the things that
Because I feel like also this is what I feel about this whole situation.
Mm.
Like you're too close to yourself, so you can't see it. But the thing is, you don't do that kind of art. You're not you're not a dad comic right now. All right, you're not
I
like
don't think I
a-
ever will be.
Yeah, you're not like a family.
No,
You're
that's not what I mean.
I'm saying in the sense that you're not Jeff Foxworthy. You're not trying to
Oh
do
God,
that.
no! If I ever even sound remotely close to Jeff Foxworthy,
I'm gonna hit you with
have
the mic.
no. You have just Lincoln me. Shoot me in the fucking theater. Shoot me in the fucking theater, please.
Hey,
don't
listen, if the NSA is listening, I am a very non-violent Indian.
You'd be
immigrant.
a hero. No, you'd be a hero killing another Muslim.
No, listen, they're not kind to immigrants, and gun violence and everything.
I'm the one blue passport that was like, this is a clerical error, right? Farooq Hussain? We gave this guy a blue passport? Why?
Hey.
Why did we do this?
Hey, if they could give,
All right, maybe his dad's a good guy. Pull up. Oh God,
Hey, if they
my
could
dad
give,
with the full like beard and everything, looking angry.
hey,
and
if
his
they could give
passport.
Barack Hussein Obama the presidency,
I think
could
they
give
left out
you-
the Hussein. I think they left out the Hussein when they come over here. They conveniently leave out. You know, someplace I saw someone put Barack H Obama. I'm like, that's hilarious. That is so funny that you just like let's just put an H. This is not, you know.
They have this thing for like I don't know why the Irish have such a hard on for Barack Obama. They have
What?
like,
What do you mean?
They made like a song on him, and then
Oh,
there's
like
in Ireland.
Oh.
In Ireland, they have like a town or like a gas station named after
Wait,
him.
there's an Obama town in Ireland?
I think so.
Please, okay, if you can find out if it's called
Yeah.
Obama Town for sure, then we're
It's
going
not
there.
Obama town, but it's
No, it has to be Obama Town. If it exists,
It's hilarious to be like, oh yeah, it's one of us.
It's called the Barack Obama Plaza in Tipperary on the county of Offaly border.
it's so random.
But there's also an Obama town in Japan.
Oh,
Okay, you know what? Fuck, we're going to Obama Town in Japan. Because you know what? I bet it's racist as fuck.
It's called Obama. As of August 1st, it has an estimated population of 29,000 people with 12,000 households with a density.
this goes to show how sinister.
Okay, well, hold on.
not sinister.
I need to know now. Is there an Obama anime somewhere? Because I know there has to be at this
Yeah,
point.
it's called Boondock Saints. Oh, the Boondocks.
Boondocks.
The Boondocks.
The Boondocks. Yeah.
Also, between you and me,
I know exactly which character you're talking about too. best cover of Confessions, by the way. That's,
it's also in the prefecture of Fukui.
but yeah, I want that familiarity at my house. I think it's also because I've pretty much had to, like I said, had to live outside of it. Being a stand-up comedian, event, you're already X'd out of a lot of
Yeah.
community activities, you know. So like, I think I want to make an acceptable version of that with somebody else.
Uh-huh.
Like honestly, I don't think I would look up to Hassan Minaj for anything, but the fact of how he carries out like his
Yeah.
relationship and the thing that he has, like that dynamic, that I envy. That's pretty cool. I think that's really cool.
I don't know if I'm totally right with this, but I think like your version of Pakistan is current, but the people or like brown, just like brown culture it's current, like it's what's happening there now.
Mm.
But here, people's perception of what that is 40 years back. So like whatever you'll have is going to be like, even if you want to create that with someone, this whole liberal idea, you'll have to get that person to the present first.
Yeah, you know what's
It's
crazy is
difficult, yeah.
I went to this event thrown by Brown Girl Mag. Check out Brown Girl Mag. I mean, I'm sure you guys already know it's a really successful page. But they did this event called Slashy Summits, and it's like, a bunch of Desi creatives, like, in fashion and whatnot, putting their, like, a little expo, and it was really cool. They had a free Raghav concert. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I met Raghav, taller in person than I thought he would be.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But really nice guy. And I was talking to a bunch of, like, so there's a bunch
Shout
of,
out to Raghav. Please call me to your concert.
yeah, he's
backstage.
a small artist. Check him out. Support him on Spotify.
Please call me backstage. Let me open for you.
I don't have to open for
I
you.
will
Just
also
free
sing.
concert tickets would be great.
Teri baaton mein aisa uljha jiya.
He did that.
Yeah,
but you know
my
what?
baby's got ooh.
Yeah,
And now I've been down alone.
no, you know what's funny? Someone was like, how long do you think this concert's going to be? I'm like, listen, I love rock. I'm like, listen, he's got 3 hits. So let's not... 10 minutes, I think. I think we should... Yeah, and you know what? He didn't even give us like a full... Like, he did... The intro and the bridge to every song is like, all right, I'm out. It's a free concert. Like, he's not gonna do an actual. He bought an acoustic guitar and like he just did like acoustic
His
version.
actual concert is 20 minutes. I know. I'm kidding. Raghav, I love you, Raghav. Including an encore where he sings.
Let's work it out again. Let's work it out.
Yes. No, he's the coolest artist I used to know when I was 14.
For sure. I
I've
mean, listen,
grown up.
Raghav put us onto a lot. Like Raghav was very important to the Brown like breakout and like music and everything.
Yeah, but that's the thing. And,
because
like,
before him, all we had was Punjabi MC, and that was just embarrassing.
because
after a while.
when I listened to Raghav the first time, I was like, oh, there are white brown people also.
Yes,
That's
yes.
what I thought.
Well, for me, it was like, okay, we don't have to just do Punjabi MC, which is like cool. Like okay, so you can like make good music with
Yeah.
and with Desi artists, and it doesn't have to be like
No, we also had like the Dutch duo Bombay Rockers.
yo Bombay Rockers. I forgot about them.
Yeah. I listened to that song.
Terito,
Yeah.
Terita.
Have you heard that song?
Yeah.
Like the first minute is just that they just keep threatening to start singing the song. Have you heard that song? It's like a 5-minute song out of which the first minute is tong tong. And I'm like, okay, now.
But you know what? You waited. That was so catchy. Like, fuck yeah, bro. This is about to go down.
I'm gonna-
Just give it like a minute and 10 seconds. It's about to go down.
It's like he's gonna.
I'm gonna move the car and by the time you get here, the song should be
Oh,
going.
Terito. Like, oh, he's not singing now. Okay, all right. Terito. Was like,
First time I heard it, मैं Terito.
yeah, right. He's like, अबे कब पहुंचेगा तू?
तमीज से गाना गाया कर.
Terito पे कब पहुंचेगा? 1 minute हो गए.
But I met these really cool like artists and creators from that summit, and they were like, I met an actress from Pakistan. She's in like Pakistani dramas, and she's like recent, and she was saying how like she's shocked by the backwardness of Pakistanis and like stuff here, than over there, which is like if you go on TikTok, like it's always like dance parties and stuff going on, which I'm like, that's normal. It's not like bad. That's normal. And then people from here will be like, kahan ka Islam kaisa? I'm like, dude, let them live. I know what you've been up to, okay? Let's not pretend that you don't have like a secret Instagram where like...
and why is that a problem? Why do you want your fucking idea of like a backwards Pakistan or India?
Why does fun have to be a Western import for them? That doesn't understand. It's so weird. Like they can only have fun when you go to Pakistan, right? Otherwise, they should be like just praying every fucking day. Like what?
And we know what else they want. They like people here really like making fun of Indians and Pakistanis for not being able to pronounce the W's and the B's.
Yeah, the accent gets played.
Oh, you don't see that on TikTok videos? Like there'll be like like all Indians and Pakistanis, like Indian Pakistani, they'll be like at a nightclub or something.
There's a way that we do it in a mocking way to each other, which is like fun. Something like we're like vibes, bro, vibes. That's fun, right? But then like when like people will go on.
But when you get like 110 comments where they're like putting WIBE
no, when they do the really
marks.
mocking like I'm like, come on, dude. No one talks that way. That's a fucking cartoon character.
And the other thing is, okay, even if we talk that way, you're going to do that, and then you're going to claim being Indian or Pakistani,
and then they'll be like, you know what? they'll never see us as like attractive or equal or anything. I'm like, yeah, you're the one perpetuating the stereotype.
Yeah, exactly. How
They do it because you give them the green light.
And then I just don't get like kids going, oh, racism against Indians and Pakistanis and Bangladeshis is normalized. You did it.
You normalized it.
You normalized it. You make fun of your cousins.
Yeah.
You go, they can't afford iPhones. You go that. You do that.
You go on and make TikToks about how your mom is so dumb and weird and she doesn't, and all these things. I'm like, bro, she raised you without understanding a lick of fucking English in this country. Right. I bet she's more badass than you.
Exactly. I mean, you wouldn't survive a day if you go back. If they left you to your own devices, you will have one kidney.
Your mom raised 3-4 children in this country with your dad being at work all the time, going through like economic crises, 9/11, not understanding the language, being a housewife, and she did all that, and she has a bad back and maybe some heart problems. You failed one semester of college and have anxiety.
Yeah, exactly.
Shut the fuck up.
Exactly. You speak about Lexapro more than you take Lexapro.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, your parents made food for you having half the spices, and it just tasted just as good.
That is just magic right there. That is insane.
Exactly. But I think
suck my dick, Gordon Ramsay.
Hey, listen, Gordon Ramsay did go to India.
No, actually don't, because you're like, you know what, this dick, and you text me, he told me exactly what's lacking in my dick, and then I don't want that. I'll remember that for you. Call this a penis?
He's like, are you stupid?
It needs more salt.
Is that how you
also? Is that pineapple?
I think for the sensitive ones here, for people who are more who understand it better, because obviously you have the worst parts and everything. There are people who genuinely want to understand what their culture is, because I think there's a dissonance once you grow up 25, 26. That's when you realize, wait, my idea of India is not what my parents taught me, or my idea of Pakistan is not what my parents taught me.
Yeah.
And then that's the fucked up part, because they were like, I think I have sympathy for the people who said, listen, I went to school here having to take Indian lunches, and I was mocked by white people, and I had to overcome that. And after a certain point of time, I had to suppress my brownness, and I leaned white for a long time. And
oscillating between the identities is crazy.
Now I have to reconcile with my brownness, because brownness is cool again. So it's how do I do that?
It took me I've only been here since 17, but it took me up until now to be I find a version of myself that I'm okay, this is something that is I'm comfortable with, and it rather works with both Western and American society and my own community. But that not everyone gets to be that lucky. Some people oscillate between that identity crisis forever, and you see it happening.
It's gonna happen.
And I think a lot of that comes with not learning the language and the culture. Because again, if your parents make it so taboo and so unattractive, why would you? I understand those, because because your parents teach you shitty Urdu and they show you all the most backward stuff. Of course, you're gonna be turned off by the culture. But there's really good stuff out there that if you want to pursue, but it does not. And shown to people or given access to them, they're always just shown the most typical things that have just been passed down. You don't have to show your kids a Brattle Huck. We like the Brattle Huck and we get it. It was fun, but they don't need to see a Brattle Huck. Just show them Junaid Jamshed. It's fine.
Yeah, you don't necessarily need to show them the idea of India that you grew. I mean,
your favorite things. You don't have to. Your favorite things aren't the only things that are Pakistani. There's other things that are Pakistani or Indian or Bengali that you could share with them that they might like.
Yeah, that's why I get upset with everyone going getting so hype about Bollywood, and I'm this is all trash. Even Indians go, what the fuck is this nonsense?
Yeah.
And because y'all are propping it up to the point where you go, people here are more obsessed with Bollywood movie stars.
I feel snobby now, right? Because when I'll be on TikTok or whatever talking to somebody new, and they'll be I'm a huge Bollywood fan, and then they start naming movies after 2010 as they're Bollywood. I'm no. Bollywood ki fan.
Oh wow.
Okay. Yeah, and and it's oh, my favorite movies are Ye Jawani Hai Diwani, and this is a good movie, but that's your first, that's the one you go to. I'm no. You didn't even start with Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge. You didn't start with Mughal-e-Azam. You don't start with
bro. First of all, that's the thing. Many people don't get that Bollywood, quintessential Bollywood, is Govinda movies. It's not Shah Rukh or Salman or Amir. It is Govinda in the 90s wearing fucking a yellow shirt and red pants.
Yeah.
And like gyrating his fucking hips with Raveena Tandon and Karishma Kapoor. That is Bollywood.
Sona, kitna sona.
Bro, there is a scene in like, I don't know if you've seen this movie called Raja Babu. So,
Yeah.
Raja Babu, there is a scene where Govinda is the star of the village, right?
Yeah.
So Govinda's at a movie theater with his guy, Shakti Kapoor, right?
Uh-huh.
And he's sitting at the back and they're playing an Amitabh Bachchan movie. And Govinda is like really hype about Amitabh Bachchan beating up people on screen.
Wow, I love the continuity in the Bollywood cinematic universe.
Exactly. So there's a scene
It's
where
like Marvel Phase 1 is like in Marvel Phase 3. That's hilarious.
and Govinda is sitting there and he's like, he wants to see a scene again. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And Shakti Kapoor goes in the back, beats up the guy who's running the projector. He's like, "Wapas laga." So they rewind that movie just so that Govinda can watch that scene again. And that is like that
Like
Govinda.
Andaz Apna Apna. That's
Govinda, Kader Khan, like Govinda, Kader Khan, Asrani, like 70s, 80s, 90s movies.
you're talking that older
Yeah,
style.
no, but
like
90s is
Hum Aapke Hain Kaun, Andaz
Yeah.
Apna Apna. That type of like
Yeah.
movie is the typical Bollywood
It's
movie.
Raja Babu, Dule Raja.
Yeah.
Like those.
Raju Ban Gaya Gentleman.
Yeah, Raju Ban Gaya
Yo,
Gentleman.
I used to. That was my favorite Shah Rukh movie when I was a kid.
Bade
I would
Miyan
wear that
Chote
little
Miyan, yeah.
little hat and like I would walk around with like a fucking diaper, like Raju Ban Gaya Gentleman.
Yeah, yes, boss.
But I would say Farooq Ban Gaya Gentleman. And my family would treat me like, you know those monkeys that you bring to like the birthdays?
Yeah.
When I was with the family, I was like, Farooq karke dikhao. Sure, everyone. And I would like, put on a fucking hat like a little monkey and just.
That's a good. Raju Ban Gaya Gentleman is a good movie.
It is.
It's
It is a
like
good
a guy
movie.
comes from nowhere, like tries to go to the upper echelons of.
Man,
like,
I miss that old Shah Rukh. That old Shah Rukh, like when he was like trying to be famous because he wasn't, you know, like he was trying
Yeah.
to break through. That was good. Anjam. Remember Anjam?
Anjam
was a really good movie.
Anjam's a good movie.
Anjam-
What's this? Remember the
And
story?
you know, I didn't know it scared the fuck out of me. Gone.
Oh, you haven't seen Gone?
Dude,
Oh,
no, when I saw it and I blocked it out, and then somebody made me watch it again, like clips from it recently, and like I could feel the like
Gone was.
the hair stand on the back of my neck again. I was like, "You, she's really good
Yeah.
in that movie. That fucking head turn and everything."
Gone was a good movie.
Yo, Bollywood horror is
Ra-
Desi
have you
horror
seen
is
Raat?
Raat. Yeah, I've seen Raat. But I say this all the time: Bollywood horror and like Korean, like Japanese horror, no one's gonna top that shit.
Good horror. Like
Good. They have good
horror
horror because you know we do creepy well. Creepy's hard to do in like Western cinema because we're so desensitized that you have to throw in the gore. There's very little gore in these movies.
It's also
actually,
because the mythology is so strong.
also most of the killing is off screen. You know, you don't really see most of the killing
Yeah.
or it's hidden, but it's still like so scary.
Jordan
the way
Peele,
they film
and this follows conventions of like people like Jordan Peele. Jordan Peele was saying this.
You think he watches Bollywood movies for inspiration?
I don't
I
know.
want to ask him, like, yo, do you watch like, you know, what kind of horror movies you watch that are not Hollywood? Because I'm very curious.
I think he watches like I think he's a Hollywood nerd actually.
Yeah.
Quentin Tarantino watches a lot of cinema all over the world. So he saw. There's this movie called Abhay that it's Kamal Hassan. So basically, Kamal Hassan plays.
Who's Kamal?
Kamal Hassan is a big South
You
Indian
know I'm bad with
superstar.
names.
No, he's a
Koirol,
South Tamil.
okay,
He
okay.
did which movie is that? You remember Telephone Dhun Mein Hassan? Remember that song? Hindustani करके movie निकली थी.
No.
Hey Ram, have you seen Hey Ram?
Hey Ram, yeah, I've seen Hey Ram.
So Hey Ram में जो lead है that
Okay,
is,
gotcha,
that
gotcha,
is
gotcha,
that is
gotcha,
Kamal
gotcha.
Hassan.
Okay, gotcha.
And Kamal Hassan did this movie where he plays like I think he plays like a serial killer he's also like mad. So I think he plays brothers in that movie. So Abhay means fearless, right? So what he did in that movie was basically whenever he does a killing, right? Whenever that crazy character does a killing, they go into anime mode. Like the whole thing is shot and like shown in anime.
That's pretty
Like,
cool.
Yeah, that's what he used that in Kill Bill.
Oh.
The Lucy Lou scene where the father gets murdered.
serious?
Yeah, dude.
I gotta watch that. That's
Yeah.
cool. You know what's crazy is that you mentioned that, and just again these nuggets of our actual heritage that never gets discussed.
Yeah.
Martin Scorsese's favorite filmmaker is Satyajit Ray.
Yeah, because he made the Apu
Boom,
trilogy.
he's
is
made the
fucking-
most
yeah.
impeccable films that I've
Yeah.
ever seen, and
And a fun fact about Satyajit Ray, he used to do his own storyboarding.
yeah,
And his storyboarding was that he did this movie called Shatranj Ke Khiladi. And there's the war scene where there's cavalry and soldiers. It is almost 100% what he drew. He was a graphic designer.
yeah. What's the name? It's, Shatranj.
Shatranj Ke Khiladi.
Another thing people don't know: we invented chess. People
Yeah.
don't know this shit.
Chess and badminton.
Yeah. And you know what? People be like, the first thing they think of when they hear Indian Pakistani, send me Bob. Isn't that embarrassing?
That's fucking insane. That's the thing.
I was watching the Queen's Gambit. I'm like, this should be like Deepika Padukone or somebody. You know why?
Yeah, dude.
Why is she?
It's so strange, right? I mean, like we adopted also like other sports that are big, but like Shatranj was basically a way to fight a war without fighting a war.
Yeah.
That's where we started. It was like, oh, it's just strategy.
It's one of my favorite things to go like walk into like a Pakistani like restaurant sometimes or whatever, and like you see like that big chess set in the middle of the courtryard.
Yeah.
I'm like, that must be so cool to be like, have like people move it around for you and stuff.
Yeah.
That must be so fucking
I
cool.
don't remember if it was there in the movie, but they played chess with like actual things. So like actual elephant on top, like someone's moving it. I don't remember which movie it was from.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah,
That
actual
sounds some Lord of the
elephants.
Rings type of shit, but yeah.
It's kind of like what they did in Harry Potter too. but-
Yeah.
But it's like actual elephant moving, like let it move, like
Man, if you take away all the things that we gave the British people, they'd be so uncool.
yeah, dude. It's like so like the thing is like the whole subcontinent's culture and history is so rich, because I mean, the West also has it, but they don't have those myths. Like storytelling is not as big as, or maybe it
They
is
don't
and
do
we're
it with
just
style
ignorant.
how we do it. It's
Yeah.
not that they don't have their own things and their own folklore and their own
Yeah.
culture and music. Of course they do.
Yeah.
It just doesn't have that. It doesn't hit like the same.
I think it's like there's like a sort of mysticism that is
The only
associated
people
with-
that have that kind of sauce, that cultural sauce, the Irish.
I was
The
gonna
Irish
say-
have cultural sauce. I'm sorry. Like,
Yeah.
it's just the most fun culture I think I've ever. And we get like a watered down version of it here, obviously, because
Yeah.
America.
Yeah.
But you go and like you go watch any like YouTube Irish stuff or anything.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of football, so like I get a lot of like spillover from like
Yeah.
Irish Manchester United fans and things like that. Dude, they're so fucking fun. I
The-
love the way they
yeah.
talk, their slang,
Yeah.
their fuck the British attitude all fucking day, dude. I love everything about them.
The
If I could
literature-
move to any part of the world to raise my family and like just
Oh,
live,
yeah. Belfast.
fucking yeah, going to Ireland.
Belfast or Dublin.
Dublin,
Yeah.
Belfast. There's plenty of it's quite yeah.
Yeah.
I would go to a smaller place probably
Because,
I don't want that authentic like Irish country style. Then I
You
don't.
want that or don't?
Of course, because city lifestyles are mainly the same everywhere,
Yeah.
So I want to experience that. Like, you know what? Even in living in Karachi, I kind of like that I lived in Gulistan-e-Johar, like in a poor part,
Yeah.
because like it was. I hate to sound like a fucking. Nice to be amongst the local people, but it
I
made
was-
me feel more like
I was slumming
assimilated.
it.
Yeah.
You were slumming it.
No, definitely not slumming. Well, I was slumming it, but
No.
hamari bhi auqat wahi thi.
Yeah.
We were poor with a blue passport, which no one understood. How is that even possible?
It was so strange.
I'm serious. Like people were like,
get
"Wait,
it.
you have an American accent.
That must
You're
have been
American."
interesting, Yeah.
And no, they couldn't compute it. These army kids who were like trying their hardest to be, "Come on, yaar, you're American, man." I'm like, and they're like, "You can't be poor." And I'm
Yeah.
like, I am. I don't know how to explain it to you. Anyways, let me eat this cold Maggie before lunch is over. Hey, thoda ketchup dena.
Can I borrow your driver?
Oh, wait, my dad is your driver? That's crazy.
Oh, can I be your driver?
Graduation ke
As
baad,
soon as
you
I
know?
graduate. I think that's something that I think like for a long time my dad would just like keep us shelter, right? So my dad didn't let
Just for context,
Yeah.
what did your dad do?
my dad was an officer with the government oil company.
Gotcha. Okay.
The Oil and Natural Gas Corporation
in Mumbai.
India. In India, yeah. So he was with them for like 32 years, and so he would always give us like these tales about how he was poor and like how he he had to like wait for his uniform to dry. Sometimes he had to wear the same old wet uniform to school and whatnot. And it was just like, for us, it's like a mythical tale, right? And I think my sister, fortunately, still hasn't seen that. But when I came here and like the pandemic happened, and I was like, oh fuck, I don't have money to like buy a cup of coffee or whatever. And and like I feel like I connect more with my dad now because he's like, oh, going to New York is one thing, but like kind of being poor where you're like, oh fuck, I could be homeless.
That's so bittersweet, right?
That is just like, oh, now I understand my dad better. And I'm like, sometimes
Dude,
I'm like, I want to speak to
I have more things to talk about with my dad now than I ever did like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
And it just, the poetic justice of that is just
Exactly.
never
It's
lost on me. It's like,
weird.
now I actually have shit to say to you. And I'm curious about it, and I just can't even talk to you about it.
I know,
That sucks.
Because when I went back in 2017,
I'm going to email him.
hey, listen, it's gonna go. It's gonna go through. You won't get a reply, just like so you're used to that. So
That's so unnecessary.
but listen, that's how.
Hey, Dad? Tracks. The tracks. The tracks.
That was your relationship when he was there.
We still got it, baby.
So I think that. Sorry, I mean.
No, that is such a, you
I have
know,
another
that's what it,
joke
going
for
back
it.
to that conversation of like he never saw me as his equal, and like, you know, just like and even try to get me to that point, you know, like
Yeah.
it was just, why did you fight me on something? Like, you know, we just fight all the time, like
Yeah.
fathers and sons, like there's so much of this ego bashing. It's like, dude, just make him a better man, and you can
Yeah.
make him a better man by like not telling him how to be a better man, just like seeing how he is going and just like, you know, guide the steps. You can't take the steps for him. And that's what I feel like a lot of dads want to do. 'Cause like, I can do it, so why can't you fucking do it? You know, it's like,
Yeah.
dude, but I'm not you.
I remember my dad used to do this always.
Yeah.
Okay, what he would do is he would like, oh, let me teach you something, and he would do the thing. I was like, what did I learn from this? I learned that if you show stupidity.
If I fuck up enough, you'll still be around to pick up after
no,
me.
this is what I learned. Like, just be stupid so that they'll do the work for you.
That too.
I learned how to weaponize incompetence.
Yeah,
for a
I can
while.
always find somebody else who knows how to do it, you know?
Yeah.
And that
Moms are
doesn't-
better
yeah.
at it actually.
My mom was very good at that. My mom
Moms
made
are-
me just like, anything my sisters are doing, I had to do. Anything I couldn't, like, yeah, my mom.
Moms
did
are
that,
actually better at it because my mom was also like, my mom didn't wait for me. My mom didn't be like, oh, this is how you cut vegetables. She would cut it a couple chops and then be like, you fucking do this. I'm not going to do the whole thing for you. And like my sister does it in a different way. Like she took both of them together.
Thank God that wasn't her birthing policy.
Yeah, because my
All right, I give you the feet and the legs. You figure out the rest.
My sister, this is what she did. Okay, my sister would always do this. She'd be like, "Oh, I'm going to do the work and I'm going to show you how." So my sister would come in and she'd be like, "All right, can you do this for me? Can you do that?" I was like, "I did everything. What did you show me?" She's like, she was a general always. She
Yeah.
would never do anything.
Yeah,
She would be like, "I did," and then when
She's older than you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, same. My older sister, who's only a year older than me,
Yeah.
my mom would just be like, "All right, you take care of him." I'm like, she's.
That Mulaney joke, have you heard that Mulaney joke? It's like, it's like I had a nanny who was 13. when I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
9.
yeah.
It's like giving a
Horse. Yeah, a slightly smaller horse.
Yeah.
Like that's,
You're a dog and your nanny is a horse.
yeah, it's except in this case, it's like a dog and a slightly smaller dog. Like
Yeah.
it's not that different. We're both the same level of dumb if you want to really talk about
Yeah.
it. She just knows how to count a little bit more than I can.
Yeah. My sister was like 3.5
When she
years
didn't know,
older.
my mom would just leave me, and my older sister taught me how to color, how to count, how to the ABCs.
Oh, yeah.
Because you also know my sister loves being in charge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Also
Older
it's,
sisters do love being. They come.
Yeah.
All the brown girls, they be like, "Ugh, being the older daughter is so exhausting." Like, bitch, you love being the older daughter. Shut up.
Yeah.
Because you love lording it over everybody. You love being like, "Ugh, you don't even know what I have to go through so you can have an easy life." I'm like, oh, who does that sound like? I wonder who you get that from. I wonder who you're growing into. And then if you say that, like, oh, fuck you, you little insolent shit.
Yeah, it was.
One time someone was like, why don't you call her Nazia Baji? And I started laughing.
Yeah, I know. My sister also like, Didi Bulaskar. Didi. She's older, I know, but I'm not.
No way. Like, listen, I like her and I respect her, but I also know how terrible she can
Because
be.
my
so.
sister was also like, I think, but after a certain age, like you get ahead. Like after 19, 20, I mean, when I got to that age, my sister was like still like this obedient little child. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, no, I had to
Stop.
shake
You
that.
can't
My
do
older
this.
sister,
Yeah.
like, was to that point where she was like, we didn't speak for a while because she was like, "You're going on this course." I'm like, "I'm just living a normal life, dude.
Yeah.
You can too. You should."
Exactly.
And it took her a long while. And again, the same societal parental pressures. And
Yeah,
everything.
because I think
it took till 28, 29 for my sister to be like, "All right, I'm gonna have a social life on the weekends, and nobody's gonna stop me."
Yeah.
That long, and that's a normal thing to fucking do.
Yeah,
You
that's
know?
what. And I'm like, you don't need to come. This took so much time for me to tell my sister. It's like, you don't need to tell your mom the play-by-play of everything that you did. Don't you understand? You're an adult. She's going to be fucking scandalized by
Their
some of the
fear
things
is
you
they're
do.
gonna find out somehow because the omnipresence of our parents' pressure on them, especially daughters, is so high that they're like always looking over their shoulder. And that's where I sympathize for my sister for. So like when that would have, because like when I would be out, my mom was like, "Oh, yeah, where is he? He can't come back."
Yeah.
Obviously, my sisters would try to defend me and like
Yeah.
like not different. Like they'd have to be middleman, right? But when it was with my mom and like my sister, I'm like, "Joe, I would be like, Joe, just let them live a normal life.
Yeah.
It's not even late, dude. It's 11,
I know.
and we're in America, in New York.
Yeah.
It's fine. This is early."
I know. I used to do that.
The party hasn't even, I wouldn't say that, obviously. Like, the party hasn't even started. The open bar starts at 12. What do you even mean, you know? She's probably just getting the sticker right now to get into the fucking place.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, just let her. And now and you know what? It improved. Once my family started just being normal, it improved so many things for everybody. My dad, my mom, my sisters. And I was like, isn't this nicer?
Yeah.
Isn't this nicer that we all spend some time away and we come back and there's something to talk about instead of being like, I know that you left fucking hair on the soap this morning. Like, nobody needs to do that fucking conversation over and over again.
It's so it's so strange. It's like, I feel that's where like older sisters or sisters in every brown family get the worst of the patriarchy.
They do. But on that
Because, I
same
mean-
token, if and when I have children, and if my preference would be that I would love to have a daughter first, because I think daughters make better older siblings.
Older siblings.
I think daughters make better older siblings.
I thinking about having kids, huh?
Huh? I would like to. I'm not planning on it, but I would
Yeah.
like to at some point. But that's not in the cards right now for sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can barely take care of my fucking cat. That motherfucker is expensive already, and he goes through like a bag of food every 3 months.
Oh really?
No, I go to Costco, bro. I can't. I'm not.
Yeah,
doing
I don't know. I mean, I don't think I can have kids. That's the thing. It's like you want to you have all of this information that you want to give to someone or something, but I'm like, I don't think I can do that 24 hours in a day.
That's a shame. I think you'd be a good dad.
I can do it for 10 minutes, man. I can be a good dad.
I
to
get that.
someone
Yeah, I
else's
get
kids.
it. I get it. Like since it's
Yeah.
not all the time, you can muster up that patience because it's not
Yeah,
forever. But if
it's
it's
not.
forever, it's like
Yeah, that's what I fear. I'm like, this is mine now. I can't just give it to the neighbor. I just can't be like, because my neighbor's kids used to come in, I used to take care of them for like an hour or something. And an hour is an hour. You can't. What are you going to do for the rest of the 23 hours? And that's the thing. The thing is, out of sight is out of mind, right? No, you can't do that as a parent. If they're out of sight, you still have to keep them in mind. You still have to be.
I know
like,
one of the most moving things my mom ever said to me was like when I was. This happened when like I got arrested for like the 4th time.
Nice.
And I spent the weekend. If you get arrested in New York, which a lot of New York people know, if you get arrested on
The
a
weekend.
Friday night,
Yeah.
you're not coming home till Monday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
and especially if it's Manhattan, could even be Tuesday.
Oh really?
It's Manhattan, yeah.
But what did you? I mean,
weed stuff, just dumb, just weed stuff.
no, I'm saying no. I'm not asking you why you went in. I don't want to know.
No, it's just nothing ever violent. Just like I was being a stupid kid,
But was it like the Boondocks?
It was the chambers. It was
Oh, yeah.
So
So you spent like a weekend there?
I spent 3 days in there.
Oh, did you take a shower?
No.
Yeah.
No. So and my mom said this to me. I mean, what is it called? What do they call the central booking, central holdings? What do they call that?
Holding.
No. It was a nickname for it. It's called the chambers. I think they used to call the
Okay.
chambers back in the day because like you get lost in there. That's what it's called. And that happened. They just because there's so many offenses happening, and at that time weed was the same criminal offense as like having fucking,
Gun or something.
no, not that. It was like still.
Possession and distribution.
Was that
If
like
you
it was
had
a-
2 baggies on you, they would put that as intent to distribute.
You like a misdemeanor, so you go to like Rikers. Like, you go to jail for that. Not like
Wow.
you could go to jail for that. So it was pretty bad at that time. And I got caught with a decent amount. It wasn't bagged up, which I was selling at the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so definitely would have been bad if I had to like distribute it and everything, but I didn't. I just like re-upped and I was coming back and I got caught.
Yeah.
And spent 3 days in Central, you know, everything. And then my mom explained this because it's like the fourth. I'm like, Mom, I understand, but like I'm a boy, I'm fine. You know, it's new. I was just trying, you know, all the young excuses like, don't worry, you know, I'm fine. It's and my friends and everything, you know. I'm strong. You know, I didn't fall like all these excuses. And I'm usually careful and all this stuff. And she was like, listen, I understand that you have your rationalizations, but I need you to understand something from my standpoint.
Yeah.
Which is when I was pregnant with you, when you were becoming a person in my body, I could feel your heartbeat from like the day your heart was formed, you know?
Yeah.
Your heartbeat and my heartbeat were synced in one.
Yeah.
For 9 months. And now that heart has been expelled from my body and it walks around in this dangerous fucking world.
Yeah.
And you don't think that I can just stop worrying about it?
Yeah.
You don't think I want to just take that heartbeat and just put it back into my heartbeat and protect it forever?
Mm-hmm.
And I can't. And that for me is my biggest feeling as a mother. I'm like, that is crazy.
Yeah. That's insane.
That is, you're a human being.
Yeah.
You know, we're not.
Yeah.
You can't consolidate our heartbeats, but it's a very, like, I understand where you're coming. And
like,
from that day on, I was always more communicative with my mom. I was like, what? I wasn't like better with time.
Yeah.
But I was like, hey, here I am. I'm with these people. This is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And, you know, that gave way to like less anxiety and stress on her part and definitely helped.
Yeah.
But it takes those kinds of moments to understand parenthood, you know?
Yeah, it takes, and that's the thing. It's like, I don't know. Andrew Huberman was speaking about this. He said, like when you were about to be a father, that's when like your testosterone levels drop, and your estrogen levels.
Because you start to
rise up.
sympathize with
Cortisol
your partner.
levels, and they say that like cortisol levels also drop and everything, and that's the reason for the weight gain in fathers as well. So it's like if you care about being a father, then that's what happens to you as well. But if that's happening to someone who's not even carrying a baby, think about what the mother's going through.
Exactly. No, it totally transforms your body.
Yeah.
You know, it transforms your like actual physical like features.
Yeah.
Like your face.
Hey there. Like what you heard? I know I did. I listened to it 4 times. Anyway, did you know we have 2 extra early episodes on Patreon that you can watch right now? But don't worry, can't afford it? That's okay, because we will be releasing those 2 episodes in the next 2 days from when this video is uploaded. So what are you waiting for? Subscribe. It's free. For now.